Hi, good morning. Today I invite you to join me as I explore the Galilee of the Gentiles. Our journey begins in Nazareth. So you see the modern side of Nazareth, mostly populated by Arabs, and there are also sections of the city populated by the Jews. So Nazareth is the ancient city where it was said that Jesus grew up. And this is the hotel where we were billeted. And some government buildings in Nazareth. So Nazareth is part of the Galilee under the administration of the state of Israel. The streets are quite wide. There are ongoing constructions in the city. And we begin our first visit with the Church of the Annunciation of the Greek Orthodox Church. This church was suggested by our tour guide because actually our purpose was to go to the Church of the Annunciation of the Catholic Church, but he suggested that we drop by at this small church. What is significant about this church? The significant thing about this church is that it contains the well where they said Mary first heard the annunciation of the angel Gabriel. So this is visited mainly by Orthodox pilgrims. So you see here some Ethiopians, Coptic Orthodox Christians, and there are also tourists and Catholics visiting the Greek Orthodox Church of the Annunciation. It's a beautiful church. So this is the entrance to the well. So this is the well where they said Mary used to fetch water, and where he received the annunciation from the angel Gabriel. So this is the iconostasis of the altar. So Greek Orthodox layout of the church. So there are meanings and significations of this, but there's not so much time to explain this. I always love Orthodox churches. The meaning is so rich. The meaning they attach to all the symbolism is rich. By the way, only men could enter the iconostasis. In fact, laymen are discouraged from going inside the iconostasis because it is only reserved for the priests. So because Greek Orthodox churches resemble the ancient temple of the Jews. So these are some examples of the icons inside the church. So this is the Church of the Annunciation, the Greek Orthodox Church of the Annunciation. It's just a small church. And after that, we walk through the narrow streets surrounding the area to proceed to the bigger church, which is the Church of the Annunciation of the Catholic Church, which is believed to contain the cave or the house where Mary and Joseph lived in Nazareth. So this is a school, of the Franciscan sisters. There are many Christian schools in Nazareth. In fact, there was even a Baptist church Baptist mission in Nazareth. So this is the Church of the Annunciation, which is under the Holy Land custody of the Franciscans. So the dome resembles the flower, the lily, which is symbolic of the Virgin Mary. That's the meaning of that dome. That's the architectural meaning of that dome. So there are Latin inscriptions on the facade of the church to signify that it belongs to the Catholic Church, the Latin Rite Catholic Church. So there's also the inscriptions, the Annunciation is in different languages, including Tagalog. So this is the cave inside the church. So Pope John Paul, Pope Benedict said Mass in this church. So the church is arranged in a circular manner. So these are some buildings. So this is the Church of Saint Joseph. Near the Church of the Annunciation is the church dedicated to Saint Joseph. They said that this church contained relics of the carpenter shop of Saint Joseph. These are some of the markers. The Church of Saint Joseph, built in 1911. So this is the shop where they believe Joseph worked. Some murals and carvings of Saint Joseph. So these are the streets surrounding the Church of the Annunciation in Nazareth. So there's a steady stream of pilgrims from different countries. So there was never a day that this place was empty. So you see the dome. It's like the shape of a lily, inverted lily, a symbol of the Virgin Mary, the lily of the valley. So these are some archaeological sites in Nazareth, the ancient village of Nazareth. The ancient village of Nazareth where Joseph, Mary, and Jesus lived. So these are some of the icons for sale. So they're quite expensive, but you can find a cheaper one outside. So these are some of the markets, side street vendors in Nazareth. So it's Nazareth is an Arab city, an Arab town. So these are the side streets in Nazareth from the Church of the Annunciation going to the market. So it's the street going to the market. So our next stop was in Cana in Galilee. In Cana in Galilee. So after Nazareth, we decided to go to Cana. It was said that in Cana, Jesus performed his first miracle by turning the water into wine. So when the party went out of wine, the Virgin Mary told Jesus to turn the water into wine, and Jesus was compelled to perform his first miracle in the city of Cana in a wedding ceremony. That's why it's very popular for couples to come here and to have mass and to renew their wedding vows in Cana, because that was the first occasion where Jesus performed the miracle. So here's our group. So we had a photo ops after the renewal of their wedding vows. So we were on a side chapel. I wish we could have done it in a main church, but I guess the administration gave us the side chapel. This is the church in Cana. So they also have a wine industry somewhere here. So they sell different kinds of wines. So after this, we decided to go to Tiberias to try the St. Peter's fish. That's the very popular fish in the Lake of Galilee. And this is probably also the fish that Jesus ate during the time. So the way to Capernaum. So this is the St. Peter's fish. So we had a try. We did try to eat that fish. It's milky and juicy. So at the back of the restaurant where they offer the St. Peter's fish, you can see the Lake of Galilee. So after our dinner, I decided to go to the shoreline to see and experience for me what the Lake of Galilee looks like, and I could imagine how Jesus sailed or walked around this lake. So tell me the story of Jesus. I remember that hymn, very popular hymn. So here is a Jewish Hebrew inscription. I don't know what it means. So these are the hills surrounding Galilee. So this is the church of the Beatitudes. This is the interior of the church of the Beatitudes, believed to be the place where Jesus did the Sermon on the Mount. So the church of the Beatitudes. This is in Galilee, near Tiberias. So next is the Mensa, the church of the primacy of St. Peter. This is the place where Jesus for the second time appeared to the apostles in Galilee after he was resurrected. And this is where he told Peter, feed my sheep, feed my lamb, feed my sheep. So in the early morning, wee hours of the morning, Jesus was waiting at the table with fish and invited the disciples to eat. And then they took a walk. So St. Peter and Jesus take a walk. And Jesus asked Peter, Peter, do you love me? And Peter said, yes. So our next stop is in the town of Capernaum. It was said that Jesus lived. So after Nazareth, he went to Capernaum. That is the place where he lived and performed his ministry. So he did not perform his ministry in Nazareth but in Capernaum, because Jesus said, no prophet is recognized in his own country. So he did many of his preachings in the town of Capernaum. So this is the ancient synagogue, the ruins of the ancient synagogue. We also took the boat into the Sea of Galilee. So we experienced what it is to sail in the Sea of Galilee. Thank you once again for joining me in this trip, and hope to see you again next time around. God bless you.